Morning, everybody. It is Saturday, April 2, and my buddy Mark Seaton is with me today, and we are in Elizabethton, Tennessee, and we're going to do the Tweetsie Trail, which used to be part of the, Eastern Tennessee and Western North Carolina Railway.
I believe, yes, sir.
And we're going to end up at Sycamore Shoals State Historic Park. And y'all come along with us. Let's get started. Okay, we're now going under Interstate 26. Okay, folks, I brought you back to give you a little bit of history of the area with Mary Patton's powder mill. During the early years of European settlement in this valley, Mary McEachin Patton, born 1751, died 1836, operated a gunpowder mill along Powder Branch, not far to the south of this very spot. Mary McEachin was born in England, and her family immigrated to Pennsylvania in the late 1760s. Mary served as an apprentice to a gunpowder maker while she was a girl, and in 1772 married John Patton, an Irish immigrant who served in the Pennsylvania militia. The Pattons had 2 children and operated a powder mill in Cumberland County, Pennsylvania. During the early days of the Revolutionary War, the Pattons sold their mill and settled here, where they began operating a powder mill in 1777. In 1780, British Major Patrick Ferguson demanded that the settlers in this area stop resisting the British and pledge allegiance to King George III. If they did not, Ferguson warned he would march over the mountains and lay the country waste with fire and sword. In response, more than 800 frontiersmen mustered at Sycamore Shoals, where local settlers helped to supply them for the coming battle. Significantly, Mary Patton provided at least 500 pounds of vital gunpowder. The force, called the Over Mountain Men, and some of you have probably seen my videos where I've hiked the Over Mountain Victory Trail. Anyway, the Over Mountain Men marched into North Carolina, joined by other fighters along the way. On October 7, 1780, they won a remarkable victory over Ferguson at Kings Mountain, helping to turn the tide of the war. The Patton powder mill continued operating until after the Civil War. Mary Patton's powder mill. Okay, we've made it, how far do you say we're in? About a mile?
Yeah, we're about a mile and a half.
About a mile and a half into the hike. And just wanted to bring you back and show you, this is what I think is a pretty area right here. This open field. We're kind of getting semi away from civilization. The road over there kind of goes away from it, and it was right beside of us, perfectly parallel to us, but now it's kind of curving away from us.
This field is always full of tobacco.
That's a tobacco field right there, Mater says. And up there it says Happy Valley Memorial Park. You say there's a cemetery up there, right?
Yes, sir.
And real long stretch here. But when I left home this morning, it was like 28 degrees. And I'd say it's already about 40 or better right now, so it's turning out to be a pretty good day. Okay, up there in front of us is Fort Watauga.
Fort Watauga.
Fort Watauga. We're in the Sycamore Shoals State Historic Park in Elizabethton, Tennessee. I forgot to mention, I believe, in the intro that we left my car here and we went up a few miles to a trailhead. So we're doing a point-to-point or car-to-car hike. We gonna go in there or not? Pretty cool. Hey, we can actually go in one, or can we?
Okay.
Hello.
Good day.
You don't care to be on YouTube, do you?
I suppose not. You're more than welcome to come in if you want to.
How you doing?
And what is your name?
Alexis.
She's going to give you a little bit of history of the indentured paper. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the indenture paper, I'll let you look at it there. That basically is the contract that says the same exact thing on both pieces of paper. So it's cut in and out like a wave. That's what makes it an indenture paper. So if I were to take my half, which is the more ratty half on the right hand side, then I wanted to go to someone else and say that I belong to them, I cannot do that. It only fits the other half of that paper. That's what makes it indentured. That is basically a contract that says I have to cook, clean, laundry, sewing, anything like that for my master and mistress in this case. And he owns me for 5 years. He can sell me at any point, any time of day. So I can literally go to anyone else tomorrow, for example. Once my indenture is up after that 5-year period, then theoretically I could have land. I could have a home somewhere. That's not always necessarily true, unfortunately. But that paper does say that he has to provide me with clothing. He has to provide me with a roof over my head, anything like that.
For 5 years. Mm-hmm. Was that a typical length of time, or were they?
Anywhere from 4 to 7,
4
unless
to 7.
you run away. In my case,
then they add it to it.
Get more years added on. If you run away 3 or more times, you get one of these. So this is called a neck ring. It's made out of cast iron. So this is to remind myself and everybody else that I belong to somebody else. That if I were to run away again, they're going to automatically know I belong to somebody, and they're going to try and get that out of me as to who that is. If I don't have my paper on me.
Well, that is most interesting. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, we're in this little museum type thing. Indian woman hoeing. Here's where we're going to attempt to burn the fort down. And she's poured water down on them to put the fire out. And over here is Mr. Dragon Canoe.
snowballs in the sun before the white man's advance? Where are the Delawares? They have been reduced to a mere shadow of their former greatness. We had hoped that the white men would not be willing to travel beyond the mountains. Delta is gone. They have passed the mountains and settled the interior land. The whole country.
You imagine getting shot with one of those? Round ball. Absolutely tear your flesh all to pieces.
So tomorrow is the 25th. I expect we'll know then how many answered severe at Shelby's call to muster in defense of our homes. Bulldog, Ferguson, no doubt he has a mighty army under his command.
There's Mary Patton, the frontier powder maker.
I'm here to the Shoals to fight for our patriot cause. My wife, my children. It haunts me to think I may never see my family. While we're gone, who care for them and protect them?
A mock-up of Kings Mountain.
Nobody seems to know where Ferguson is. Nobody seems to know where we're going. I've been in many a scrap with the Indians, but this will be a different kind of fight. Many a brave lad will not return, and I could be one of those men. If my life is the price for my children to be free, I will gladly.
When they learned of dragging canoes to feed, they soon lost their taste for battle, ready up to assault.
One of the most significant events in the Revolutionary War took place at Sycamore Shoals.
Go. Well, we're back to the parking lot of at the visitor center of Sycamore Shoals State Park, where I'm parked. Getting ready to take Mater back to his car. Mater, man, I appreciate you inviting me along for this.
Been a pleasure, my
Had
friend.
a blast.
Been
Had a
pleasure.
blast.
I had a great time, brother. I'm glad you decided to tag along.
I'm glad you invited me along. Well, thanks for coming along with us. And as always, there's another one in the books. And until next time.